Hello, Speed West, or Mid-Spring Speed.
Nope.
I think I killed the mic with my terrible commentary. Hi, I am Oscar424, and I am the host for the next run. But I'm going to stop chatting, and I'm just going to pass it on to the wonderful and absolutely amazing tofercakes with some Dead Space 2. Take it away.
Hello, folks. Yeah, I am tofercakes, and we're going to be doing some Dead Space 2 here. Tons of fun stuff in store. There are going to be some flashing lights throughout the run. I will do my best to call it out when that happens, but if that is something that you are sensitive to, this might not be the run for you. But yeah, usually I'm asleep by now, so we are going to be riding on that Red Bull I had like 2 hours ago. Yeah, ready for a countdown or anything?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, yeah, this is Dead Space 2, commonly referred to as the second game in the Dead Space series. And we are starting out in the middle of a hospital on a little space colony. This game takes place about 3 years after the events of the first Dead Space game, and there isn't really much backstory given to you immediately when the game starts, so you don't really know much of what's going on, and you will soon learn what's going on. That's the point of the game, is to learn the story here. So, step one is to get away from these evil monsters that are tormenting us, and to get out of this straitjacket. Explore the surroundings, get out of the straitjacket, and to get moving. I will do my best to explain any of the cool tricks and things that are coming up, but there is so much to talk about, so I might end up rambling a little bit. After we get past the two worst soldiers, with the actually, these soldiers have the second worst aim in the entire game. You will know, because about halfway through the game, or a little bit before that, we're going to be running into a little gunship, and the gunship, trying to kill us, has the absolute worst aim in the world. It'll kill everybody else in the room, and then absolutely fail to hit us for about 10 seconds or so. So we're just exploring, going to the hospital, somehow opening up these doors, and we're going to run into a nice man over here, a doctor from our past, and he's going to let us out of here. Jump scare warning. I forget this guy's name, but this is a very fun cutscene. We sit here for about a minute while we bargain for our lives to have this man not kill us. He has a name tag, so we'll see it in a moment. I cannot remember it, though. Move your arm. Oh, I almost got it there. But anyway, we're actually going to get a little tutorial here. This would be a really amazing glitch to use throughout the run, but we're going to get a tutorial in this locker to go pick up both a flashlight and a med kit. And later in the game, when we go to the tutorial section, it'll pull up this tutorial that we get here. And this one, when we pick up the flashlight, can actually be abused, because every single time we open up the tutorial, we'll be able to cancel whatever cutscene we're in. We can only use it once or twice in Chapter 1, because something overwrites it a little bit, but just remember, this locker right here.
Packing a flashlight in that wall locker.
Yeah, we got the flashlight, we got the flashlight, we got the wall locker, we got the med kit. We're all dandy right here.
Go ahead.
So, coming up, there's going to be a little string of events, and we have, maybe a minute or two before we get there. So let me just kind of point out what's supposed to be happening in Chapter 1 of this game. So, step 1, get out of the straitjacket. We got our dandy flashlight. We're going to, ordinarily, we would go and pick up kinesis, which is Isaac's ability to go pick things up and throw them around. Can be used for puzzles, but can also be used for, throwing sharp objects at the necromorphs to do a lot of damage. We should be getting our little spacesuit. We should be getting stasis, which is Isaac's ability to slow things down. Trying to remember what I'm missing, but those are all the big things. So you get a lot of Isaac's arsenal in the first chapter. Unfortunately, we are going to be skipping a lot of that stuff. With a trick known aptly as stasis skip. Alright, so I'm pulling up that health tutorial that we got right here. And right here, I activate the flashlight thing once more. So we got out of that little cutscene where Isaac's supposed to be haunted by the marker right there. I would have done it again right here, moving into this vent right here to cancel an animation when Isaac falls out of the vent. However, this event is being done with for RTA, and Dead Space 2 is normally run with in-game time. So we have a load remover, which helps equalize PCs that aren't as strong. So I'm just going to chill here while Isaac gets up. Ordinarily, we would actually stand up with that. We would actually be able to stand up, move and hit a checkpoint, and then checkpoint restart to get out of that. So right now we're getting our Kinesis module, and we'll be using this for the next room. Ordinarily, the game would just make you fight in here with it, the next room and fight with it, and then you'll get the plasma cutter. Unfortunately, though, you know, we're going to be playing it a little bit differently. I also mentioned that little that tutorial thing to be able to cancel animations. The reason we can't use it through the rest of the run is because we just got another medkit tutorial. So this is my least favorite part of the run right here. We're going to run into the only named necromorph in the run, known as Steve. So we're going to pick up this body here and throw it. Oh, Steve despawned. We do not want that. What we're going to try and do is we're going to pick up a body which does 0 damage to necromorphs. Maybe it does a little bit. But we want to knock Steve into this room right here where he does not want to be. All right? So we're going to knock Steve into here, and his AI is going to tell him to get back into the room over there. But the door is closed behind him. He can't go through this door. What will we do? We're going to push him right into here until he stops moving around. Oh, I said we're going to push you into here. There we go. All right, Steve has stopped moving, and he's going to stand. Did I even open the door? Okay, I did open the door. So Steve's going to hold that door open. Sorry, I needed to do that because we are about to go get the plasma cutter. Now, ordinarily in the run, once you pick up the plasma cutter, that door back there would lock behind you. But because he's holding it open, door can't close, door can't lock, and we can go back over there. One more small thing to note is that in this room, once we get the plasma cutter, we get infinite ammo to be able to take care of things. As a means to prevent us from soft locking the game if we waste all of our ammo, how are we supposed to get out of here? There's a little necromorph over there on a gurney, you see him there for a moment, and we're supposed to shoot him to get past. And right on the other side of that necromorph is the trigger to get rid of our... Oh, hello. Is to get rid of our infinite ammo. But we never cross that trigger, so for the entirety of the run, we get infinite ammo. You might be wondering what's going on with the darkness here, and I've tried my best to think of a way to explain this, and all I will say is that this is a phenomenon known as deloading. And in short, actually, I should probably explain it once I'm done with this trick. So right now we're on an elevator, and we're going to line up very specifically, and we're going to do a fun little jump. All right. Nope, was I looking up all the way? Oh, you know what? No, this trick is impossible. I want to say this trick is impossible to fail, but once I say that, I'm going to fail it. All right, so we're going to run off this, and we're going to do... Okay, I almost messed it up there. We just did what is known as a door dive. So I'm going to quickly explain deloading first, and then I'll explain the door dive. So this game loads in items and deloads things by in large part with what doors Isaac opens and closes. So right there I opened that door, and that loaded in this section right here. And you can sometimes trick the game into unloading certain areas by opening and closing doors in a very specific pattern. And we did that in the earlier to manipulate the game into deloading that little elevator shaft, and then I went onto the elevator shaft, and there was nothing else around us, so I was able to fall into the void past most of Chapter 1, and by quickly unpausing and repausing while spamming the interact button, I was able to open a door at the end of Chapter 1, pause again to give the game time to load in everything around me, and then I was able to continue on in Chapter 1. So we're on to Chapter 2 now. So the list of things I said that we were going to do in Chapter 1, we skipped a few things. We skipped the part in the game where you're supposed to get your engineering suit, and we skipped stasis, one of the two non-weapon things that Isaac can do to either do puzzles or slow down enemies. So we're going to go through the whole entire run without that. A very fun little side note about that is that because we are in the patient suit, the game hasn't decided how much air we're supposed to have. They didn't think you'd be able to get the vacuums. So we just have infinite air with the patient suit. We're going to do a fun little trick right here in Chapter 2 by running up into this corner, getting a little bit of height, and then using that height to jump over the railing. And we just got through most of Chapter 2 right there. The unfun part, at least. And right there, we ran into a checkpoint. Checkpoint restart the game to have everything load in around us. And we continue on. Jump scare warning. Never mind. So at this point, this is the most combat that we're going to see in Chapter 2. We get to see some fun exploders, which are the I think they're called... I should have studied this. So we're going to go have fun with these guys. I need this. Hello? I need this. And the last one's going to jump out of here. Ordinarily, the game would give the those enemies in the vents a lot more HP artificially to prevent you from killing them before they come out. But by using those exploding sacks, you can actually shoot it into the vent and kill them before they go come out of the vent there. Likewise, we're supposed to watch a little cutscene with this reanimating one, the little bat. You're supposed to watch it reanimate a necromorph, but we can actually, you know, wait for it to spawn and kill it before it can do that. To get moving, because we want to be fast. And this little section is going to be a little bit, how do I say it? A little bit on rails. We're just going to be going through the subway car pretty normally at this point. So if we have a donation, that would be a good time for that.
Something I will say is, if you're out there, you're watching this, and you happen to be a speedrunner yourself, guess what? We would love to have you participate in one of our marathons. Really, runners from all across the globe are encouraged to submit to online events. And if you're able to come here and join us in Minneapolis, Minnesota, guess what? You can take part in one of these on-site events as well. If you want any more information, just head to our Discord server by typing !Discord in the chat and follow the link there. We'll see you here.
Yeah, and speaking of people who would love to see you speedrun, I would love to see you run this game. I'll touch on it at the end, but this game is actually very, very accessible to get into. There's a very good community of very nice people with very good intentions who would love to see you speedrun this game as well. And even if I do a very, very tricky trick, I suppose, something that's really nice about this game is that you don't have to do every trick you see me do. Much of this game, you can just be like, oh, I don't want to do this trick. Guess what? You don't have to do that trick. You can just skip it. And for the most part, it's not going to be too much of a hamper on your run. There are alternate ways to do things, slower versions, whatever it may be. I think you know, I started picking up some of the more difficult tricks as I've gotten better at this game over the past several months, and it's been pretty seamless to do. It's like swapping in a little computer part, you know? You know, you got a little trick that's an old GPU, and you're like, man, I want a new GPU. Okay, I'm using an analogy here, but, you know, just swap it out. Get the faster version. Super easy to do. But as of right now, we're going to be hanging out a little bit. Taking out these necromorphs, they always spawn in the same pattern, so we can just look around. Excuse me. Okay, that one was doing a little dance. And that one back there sometimes spins around and dodges my shot, so I'm very... Wait, did I miss one? Oh my goodness. Oh man. Well, that's fun. Alright. And after this subway car falls down on us, that will mark the end of Chapter 2. We'll be getting to Chapter 3. For those keeping score at home, there are 15 chapters. Some of them blend together a little bit. But yeah, we are done with that, and moving on to Chapter 3. Oh, I guess I should maybe explain what's going on story-wise. On our little calling cellular device, I'm not sure what it's called in the future, we're talking to a woman named Dana, and she claims to want to help us out because you got necromorphs around, you have the security of this space force who want me dead, and she's selling herself as, hey, I'm not the one shooting you. You should trust me. And no, I gotta say, the bar has never been lower for trust. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get grabbed there. Ah! Stay away. Oh yeah, new enemy in this game. They're called the Pack, and as you can see, they attack you as a pack. Alright, so at this section, we have to wait for this call to end, so we have a little bit of time to go to the store and buy some weapons to help us out. Also, because we have infinite amp for the entirety of the run, we can sell off all of our ammo. It's not just for that. It's not just for our plasma cutter. Unlimited ammo for every single gun, and we pick it up just to sell it to buy more stuff later. So we picked up the line gun and the javelin gun. For those who only played Dead Space 1, the javelin gun is a new gun added in, and it does kind of what you think it would. Shoot some giant rods out. Unfortunately, for those super fans of the javelin gun, we're going to use it for exactly one fight because it speeds it up a little bit, and then we're selling it. So, you know, for those who are rooting for the javelin gun at home, it is not a very good run for the speed run. But hey, at least we buy it.
He murdered his own wife and child.
All right, we will be holding on to the line gun for the entirety of the run because, as you will see, we can use its alternate fire to fire mines, and that will be super helpful for us. At many points.
Dana, I thought you were routing me to
residential.
All right. This looks like a unitology.
So yeah, Dana's supposed to be helping us out. She's gonna tell us, you know, where to go, and we're slowly gonna make our way to the Church of Scientology. Wait, unitology. Uh-oh. There are agents outside this room waiting for me. Oh, okay. Wait, what was that? Oh no. You know, it sounds very, very similar. Alright, so we got these, we're heading into the church, I'll just call it that. We're going into the church, and Dana's hiding over there, and she's at the top of it. And she's going to be hanging out to take us away to safety. At least that's the plan. So, one of the things that we're going to do right here, I'm going to do a trick called a save station clip. And I'm going to artificially lower the FPS of my game to 5 FPS. So, I'm turning it down right now. The stream is not lagging. And, hello, if I can unpause. There we go. And we can alternate between 2 buttons. If I can get unstuck here. Hello. Where am I? There we are. Okay, I got stuck in a little corner there. Alright. Where was I? Yeah, so if you alternate between aiming and interacting, you can fizzle out the game and you can clip through the wall. And we are actually skipping... Hello, if I can interact with this door. Alright. Doing a checkpoint restart, just so... Because I hit a checkpoint right there, I can load the game in around me. But it's slightly faster for in-game time, or for RTA to open that door and have everything load in around us. So we just skipped the first zero gravity section of this run. And, you know, that's something. Zero gravity is one of the biggest improvements of this game over the original Dead Space. If you remember the original Dead Space, you can only jump from platform to platform and you couldn't really hover around. So this is, you know, just by not having that, that makes this game, in my eyes, well, at least in that regard, much better. Some flashing lights right now, if that is a concern. Oh, I never talked about Nicole. Yeah, that's my dead girlfriend right there. Yeah, she was from the first game. I completely skipped over the story of the first game. I'll say that quickly. Yeah, so Dead Space 1, you know, that lady you just saw there, my girlfriend, she's a nurse on this mining ship way out there, and there's a communications blackout, and Isaac, as an engineer, is like, hey, I'll go help them out, and then we go out there, and there are spooky monsters everywhere. So, you know, we go through the whole entire game, and we find out that she died. So she can take the L on that one, you know, do that Fortnite dance on her, but she's dead. However, the markers, which is the alien artifacts that kind of... Oh. The alien artifacts that are causing these outbreaks to happen. It's here behind me. Oh! sorry. The game audio scared me a little bit. Oh, by the way, this is that room with the javelin gun. Okay, I think that's everybody. Sorry, I thought that exploder spawned right behind me, and I got scared. So I hope there's a compressor on my microphone. But anyway, we find out that she was dead, and the alien artifact, the marker, imprinted my brain with, you know, some haunting stuff. So we were haunted, and, yeah. Oh yeah, and then we escaped everything. And then the people found me, and they found out that because of the stuff in my brain, I knew how to build markers. So guess what Isaac's been doing for the past 3 years? That's right. He's been building the marker, and that's why this is happening here. Oh, and we're being haunted by visions of our dead girlfriend because of the marker. So if you see her, she's not actually there. And we are actually going to do my least favorite trick in the entire run. So if you want to see me suffer, we are moving on to it. Oh, by the way, there's a fuse on the other side of this door to help the player backtrack once you get later in the run or later in the chapter. So we can stick our gun through the wall and blow it up to get over to later in the chapter. So right now we're going to do what is called Chapter 4 or 5 skip. And we're going to actually stand on this table. And you can see we're slightly moving. Oh, first try, baby! Let's go! Okay, so now we're clipping through the floor because the game is like not knowing what's going on. And we're gonna climb up this texture here onto the ceiling. And it's called Chapter 4 or 5 skip because we skip from Chapter 4 into Chapter 5. You know, it's we're very creative with naming these things. And we're gonna run over here, and we're gonna stand on the edge of this texture. And we're going to do another one of those door dives I mentioned right now. So stand right here. And I'm going to pause and unpause, interact with this door, and get rolling. So now we're in Chapter 5. Very seamlessly. Oh, jump scare warning. This is the tripod. We're going to shoot it. I'm not going to get in time. There we go. All right. We got a little pack fight coming up here, you know, much like the one earlier. But we have to kill them in a very specific order. I don't know who mapped it out. I don't know who figured out the order of killing them. But you got one. Wait, where are they? There's one more over here. There we go. I'm a little bit off of position because I usually checkpoint restart for the run. Okay, I missed one there. I don't know what the order is anymore, but we're in a bit of trouble. Where'd you come from? Did that one jump back in the vent? Okay. Am I missing any? Unlock this door, darn you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so, anyway, at this point, we are going to get going, and we're almost to Dana. So, if you are a fan of all the Dana stands in chat, we're going to go say hi to her. We got one more elevator ride, and then we're going to head up there. Unfortunately, it's a very long elevator ride. And we have to listen to our girlfriend again. So even when you get out of the relationship, you still gotta, you know, listen to her. You got the short end of the stick there. And go. All right, so we're gonna take this elevator up. We're gonna shoot this out because usually there's a jump scare where the necromorph jumps through there, but if you take that out early, you don't gotta deal with that. Necromorph decides to leave you alone. You know, shout out to leaving people alone. Sometimes you need quiet time. Also, I do not know why we have the beeping going on. I think at the beginning of the chapter, or the end of Chapter 3, the gunship knocked things out and we were in a vacuum for a very short moment. And I have no idea. Oh, I do not want that. I want this. Alright, so we just got the schematic for the detonator gun. So if you thought that the javelin gun was an underused gun, just you wait. Because we normally use the detonator gun in 2 locations, but because of some new tricks that were found within the past couple months, maybe it was like the last month or 2, we found a trick to completely circumvent one of those uses. So I used the detonator gun exactly 1 time in this run, but you know what? I'm buying it still. We still have that beeping going on.
You did build it.
So, oh yeah, this is Dana. Finally meeting her in person, and she's not the person that she said that she was. Yeah, she wants us to build some more markers, and we don't want any of that.
You people are unbelievable.
Oh yeah, swear word warning.
Give me the fucking cure and let me go.
Yeah, so
Wanna cure you, Isaac.
yeah, like I said, 30 seconds
We
ago,
need that
Isaac just
precious
wants to be
little
left
head of yours
alone.
Just the way it is.
All right. So remember at the beginning of the run I mentioned that those two soldiers had the second worst aim in the entire game? Well, guess what? We're about to run into the worst aim in the entire game.
The last thing we want is for him to die.
We got the Three Stooges piloting this ship coming in here. Watch this. Ship comes in. Bam. She's gone. Ship keeps shooting. Bam. He's gone. This guy with the funny face. Well, guess what? I think they missed, but he's gone. And now look at these bullets. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that this person was trying to help us out. All right. So they are still missing, and they're still missing, and they're still missing. How long did I say they missed for? Like 10 or 20 seconds? All right. And now we move on to a little mini boss fight, which is going to be hopefully made a bit minier because of a trick that we're going to do. So for those who have played the game, this is the Tormentor, and we have one phase right here where we have to shoot the yellow flesh on this. And phase 2 is going to should be happening in a little bit, in which that ship shoots out the window, we get sucked out into space, Tormentor goes out there with us, we shoot an exploding canister on the side of the ship, and it blasts us back inbounds. However, the developers didn't really make it. They didn't make it so that you had to wait until that phase 2 to actually shoot the tank on the side of the ship. So if we are lucky, we can line up a shot and shoot the tank right when it comes into view right here. Let's go! All right. So by doing that, we were able to, trigger the end of the fight, skip the second half completely, and we are on to Chapter 6. Oh my goodness, I had flashing members of the faces of the community members. They were going to shame me if I was going to miss that. They were going to bully me. All right, so we're in Chapter 6 now. Dana's dead. Everything's going downhill, and this guy who was talking to us earlier is calling us up. I know I've been talking a lot, but in a minute or two, there's going to be a perfect opportunity for any new donations that have come in. But for right now, we're just going to chill for a little bit. So we're going to be selling off the javelin gun? Yeah, we shot the javelin gun, I think twice. But we're about to sell that, and we're going to buy the detonator gun that we got the schematic for in the last chapter. And I am going to be skipping this trick here. This is a new trick that gives me a lot of trouble, so unfortunately I'm going to be doing that. And right now I'm going to be turning the game down to 30 FPS by turning on VSync. And we want to do that just so we can load this trick in. So we're going to hit the button of this elevator right here, and that deloads the area around us. And then we fall through the ground, and then we can move on here. So we're supposed to be in that elevator right now. Talking to Strauss. However, we don't got time for that. This is a speed run. Also, I can turn off. I don't want to hit that button. Turn off VSync to get our FPS back up. And we're going to sell the guns off here. Sell ammo.
Up so much. Where are you going? Strauss, don't follow.
All right.
He's not really there.
Don't shoot me. Don't hurt me. Nice. All right. So now we're going to wait for this door to open, and we're going to actually go on to the newest discovered trick, or one of them at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves on top of a zero gravity box, and we are going to punch non-stop so Isaac can float across, and then I'm going to punch exactly 57 times, so every other punch moves us forward. Come on, Isaac. There we go. I'm going to punch, and every other punch we're going to count up. We're going to count up to 57 so that we can hit a checkpoint, fall through a checkpoint, and skip a good portion of Chapter 6. All right. And I'm going to need this might take a few tries. This is up to I get it. I get it? Nope. Still slanted there a little bit. Nope. You'll know it works because I'll be moving forward a little bit. There we go. All right, so this would be a very good time for donations.
All right. Well, we do have a very important question. I don't know if you can hear. There we go. Hey, we have a very important. This is asking $5. Does Isaac like Weezer? This is an important question.
I'm going to be counting for a little bit, but I will answer that in a moment.
No problem. Let's see. We also T-Bone is $5 again from T-Bone saying, "Have you seen Alvin and the Chipettes?"
I have not actually.
Thank you both for those donations and.
I think the Mike's mic issues.
Yeah, Mike's not liking me right now. From Technically, I should call it Michael. You know, if you want to name the mic, feel free to throw in a donation of your choice with that exclamation point donate.
All right. I think I counted my punches correctly there. However, I was thinking of Alvin and the Chipmunks. So if we got it correct, we just skipped a whole lot. If we did not, I will go through normally, and you will see what I could have skipped. All right, we got it. Holy heck! I was convinced so many times that I lost count. I'm sorry. I decided it's a great time for the donations, but not those ones. All right, so we just skipped one of the few uses that the detonator gun was supposed to have, and also meeting Ellie for the first time. So now we're in the school here, and there's going to be another flashing light thing in about 5 seconds. All right, so I'm sorry, who was the one who asked about Weezer?
We don't know. It was anonymous.
Anonymous. That's really important. I actually have like a second monitor set up with a list of a list of things we could talk about, and I was actually going to ask if y'all like Weezer, so that's very topical. What else do I have on here? I wrote, "This ain't your grandma's Dead Space," so it's not. This is my Dead Space. But yeah, kind of like Weezer. I think Dead Space 2 got it right the second time, you know, with Pinkerton. So hopefully y'all like Weezer a little bit too. And we got one from T-Bone about Alvin and the Chipettes. I've only seen the original Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, and I think didn't they have one where they went like on a boat or something? Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Listen, if you want to let me know about what the third Alvin and the Chipmunks movie is called, put a donation in right now because I'm gonna be wondering about that. So yeah, the original Alvin and the Chipmunks though, that was you get some random Joe Schmo John Arbuckle type person who ran into the Chipmunks, and I think he found out that they can sing, and then there was some sleazy music producer that treated them nicely and bought them all this nice stuff, and then the Chipmunks were like, "Nah, dog, we're gonna hang out with this nice music producer. He has a mansion and stuff." And then at some point in the end of the movie, they go back to the original John Arbuckle type person. And John Arbuckle, Garfield's pretty good too.
I will say, T-Bone responded in chat with chipwrecked.
Yo.
100% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it?
Apparently. 112%. Who's counting?
That's funny. All right. So, yeah, we just got a few little cutscenes right there. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Well, listen, if there's a fourth Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, donate and let us know about that. Get those donations in.
Come on.
So right now we are at the end of chapter 6. We're hanging out a little bit, and this is gonna be we're gonna be hanging out in this room for a little bit because Ellie's gonna talk to us, and then the lights are gonna go off, and then Director Tiedemann's gonna talk to us and tell us, you know, just that our efforts are futile and that we're gonna die. And then we're gonna get a brute to jump down, which is, I think it's the first one we've seen in the run so far. And then we fight it, and then ordinarily we kill it, and then Ellie talks to us a little bit more, and then we move on with end of chapter 6 and go on to chapter 7. However, this brute can punch us, and if it punches us just right, we can clip through this locked door, and we can skip the whole entire second half of that. So fingers crossed that this works, because 50% of the time it works all the time, but then 50% of the time it works none of the time. And I feel like that distinction needs to be made, because like I'll get it first try over and over and over again, and then sometimes you can't get it at all. So, all right, let's see if we can get it on punch number 1. Even if it's not punch number 1. Oh, alright, my audio's back. Even if it doesn't work on punch number 1, we should be fine. Hey, come over here. 2, 3. Alright, so we're gonna freeze him right there, and we're gonna run into this door, and he's gonna punch us. Alright, we did not work. Take 1. Wait. No! Alright, there we go. Bait the fast punch. Dog, please. I'm begging you, people are watching. I'm gonna be embarrassed. You could do this as long as you have HP. Oh, there we go! Easy peasy. So remember when I said we're gonna use the detonator gun exactly 1 time? There you go. Alright, detonator gun is done. And now with that, we are done with chapter 6, and we're moving on to chapter 7. So, fun run so far. Now I mentioned earlier, if you want to run this game, there's going to be a series of, you know, a lot of tricks that you can choose not to do and tricks to do. This is going to be the hardest one that I think, you know, beginners should do, just because of how much time it saves. So with this chapter, ordinarily, we would go into the zero gravity section. We were going to fix this elevator, ride the elevator up, do a series of puzzles with this little AI thing, realign the, what do you call them, the solar panels, and then take the rocket chair all the way back down. But what we're doing right now is we're going to clip out of bounds, and we're going to fly to the top of the, I mean, we're in space, but the top of the elevator shaft. And we're going to line up with something. And something that this game does is when you hit the top of a zero gravity box, it reorients you so you look sideways. Again, we're in space, but you know what I mean. All right, so, hello. Yeah, it's flipping me around to try and push me in that direction. And if I could, there we go. That's what we just came from. So I'm gonna spin myself a little bit. We're at the top of the, we're looking down right now. So we're looking down the elevator shaft. And I wanna orient this so that it's straight up and down. Looks good enough to me. Fly backwards so that the game puts us flying sideways. We're going to fly out the side of the zero gravity box, and we're going to fall downwards just a little bit, and we're going to hopefully, fingers crossed, hit the checkpoint that the rocket chair takes us to. And if that works, we'll be close to the end of Chapter 7, and if not, I'll do it again, because it just saves so much time. Let's go, baby. We made it. And with this, we are near the end of Chapter 7. There's a little staged fight. I guess, you know, staged fight, but we're supposed to run into that room over there and have the door locked behind us and be locked in there for a little bit while Ellie goes and, you know, unlocks it for us. But turns out you can run back into this room before it locks behind you. And now we get to spend some time in here, manage our store. We're not wasting any time. We're just chilling. We're having a good time in here. So we're going to go in here. We're going to use an audio cue from Ellie to know when to open the door and get going. So like I said, we're just going to sell some stuff here. And something you might be seeing me do and be wondering about. Maybe you're not wondering, and you know, I'm just talking to myself. But what we're doing is we actually want small med kits. instead of the bigger ones. And the reason for that is because of the new enemy in this game known as pukers. And pukers, they don't actually do any damage to you, but they cover you in their, what's the word? Puke. And they slow you. It slows you down immensely. But one of the things that you can do is you can actually heal, and that cancels that effect, and you can run quickly again. So we want to have a lot of small med kits, and we want to keep our health, you know, not at max HP, so that if we are hit with that, we can heal and cancel out that slowdown. So as of right now, we're just chilling in here. You can see the claws of the children trying to get out. They don't want to be in there either.
Authorized for this.
And that's the audio cue letting me know that there's about 10 seconds until I have to open this door here. All right. And we are going. Hello, children. Nice. Yeah, I just yeeted down those kids right there. And we are done with Chapter 7. So, big poggers for that. And then we get to listen to Ellie a little bit more. I think after, well, okay, I was about to lie for no reason. I was going to say this is the last little talking bit for a little bit, but, you know, there's going to be a little talking at the end of this. So just like Chapter 4 and 5, where they get kind of treated as the same chapter because we skip from one directly into a part of the other one, Chapters 8 and 9 are going to be a very, very similar part. So we're gonna skip directly from a part of Chapter 8 into a part of Chapter 9. And we get to use the line gun. I mentioned that we're going to be using that throughout the run to put some mines down. Okay, watch that. Look how cool this looks. Yeah, we're going to do that to us. We're going to blow ourselves up in a little bit. So, also something to note is that Chapter 8 and 9 do have a lot of flashing lights. So that is another, you know, another forewarning. Should be about 5 minutes or so until we're through it. But yeah, we're going to be... Okay, she's finally done talking. We can move onwards with the game. So, Chapter 8, I don't really know what's going on story-wise, and I never really learned, so... We're going to be moving on. We're going to do a fun little deload in a little bit. Actually, where'd I get hurt from? We're going to run through here, do some combat in 1 or 2 rooms. Nicole's going to yell at us because, you know, we're denying stuff. I don't know. And we're going to do the deload right here. So there are actually, there's going to be 2 doors we're going to open. The first one's right here, and there's one just around the corner. And if we open, hello? Wait. Hello? Okay, I got confused there. I have no idea why that happened. The lights were on pretty bright. Alright, so we're in the darkness. We're going to run back here, open this door, and opening that door will load in these things over here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change our aim to classic aim mode, which basically just means like what the lasers of the gun point at, that's what we're going to hit. And we're going to line ourselves up with some of the textures, you know, whatever textures we have. We're going to place a mine on the ground right here. And we're looking at a doorway right now. And on the other side of this doorway, there's nothing loaded in. So we're going to blast our way through it. And if we hit it at just the right angle, we can do a 3-6-7-20, land the jump. Okay, I didn't do it. Never mind. Let's try that one more time. I went for the swag strats and it did not work there. All right. Also, I just turned my camera. I didn't actually change anything. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going back to the deload section. Sorry for embarrassing everybody. Secondhand embarrassment, I hope. All right. Try this one more time. Area is deloaded. Open that door there, and we're gonna go for take number 2. This wasn't even supposed to be the hard part of the trick right there. All right, so same thing as before. We're gonna line it up right here. We're gonna flip around here, place a bomb, and we're gonna turn on VSync. VSync just in addition to like slowing down the FPS for certain tricks, it loads in the areas around us. Man, why is that not working? I hope my FPS is high enough for that. Otherwise, I'll try one more time, and if that does not work, I do have one safety save, thankfully just on the other side of this trick. And I was thinking, I was plotting out all my safety saves. And I was telling myself, I was like, Toph, you don't need to put a safety save here. This trick is free. But then, you know, the responsible marathon runner of me said, you know what? Nothing's free. And we are going to go try this one more time. And like I said, if it doesn't work, you know, shame on me. Ruined everything. Do I have the correct aim on? I do have classic aim on. Like I said before, with messing up one of those tricks, I think all the homies from the Dead Space speedrunning community are looking at me, shaking their heads right now. All right, last time we're going for this, and if we do not land this, I will. Well, I won't cry, but. All right, we missed that, so we're gonna go for the safety save. I'm not sure what's going on with this, but. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to land out a little thing, walk off a little crevice, and there we go, and hit a checkpoint at the end of Chapter 9. So this save station is right next to that checkpoint. So you know, just pretend a little bit. All right, and we're supposed to load in right here. Actually, we're not even gonna say anything about it. We're gonna move on right now. So this is the end of Chapter 9. And we have these tanks here. We have Ellie and Strauss on the tram right up there, and we gotta blow up these tanks so that they can come and hang out with us. And we can actually skip the elevator ride by clipping onto the railing right there, picking up these tanks, and shooting them all at the second one here. Whoa. Sorry, the monitor flashed. So with that one, we're gonna get going. We're gonna ride right up to the tram with them and get out of here before we blow up. And fun fact, by skipping the elevator ride down there, we were actually able to avoid a trigger that would deload 2 character models on this tram right here. So for the duration of this cutscene, we get to enjoy double Strauss and double Ellie. I don't think they do anything. One of them, I think the one in the Ellie in the middle driving, and actually I don't even know which Strauss is the real Strauss. I've never really questioned it. I think they just do the same thing. So we're getting out of here, and this is going to be the end of chapter 9.
Situation, I might admire your persistence, Mr. Clark.
So yeah, we get a little bit of a cutscene right now. So if we have time for a donation.
Sir, final preparations for attack are wrapping up.
Looks like it ends here.
Hello?
At this point, it's all just dead weight.
Here we go.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, we're good.
What did he mean? What did he mean when he said dead weight?
I am fighting with the smoke left and right, so apologies if I...
Stop the transport now.
Yeah. We do have a $5 donate.
Cut the station in
Oh.
half. There's no track to get across on.
Back us up.
You still good for it?
I hear you now.
Do it, Ellie, hurry.
Oh, no.
It's like, can you hear you now? Yes, no. Okay.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Snag off sec and drag it back? Isaac, this is ridiculous.
All right,
For a
$5.
few seconds, you should be able to get the transport across.
Well, here's $5, and it's like, I'm done.
Isaac, no. This is a really bad idea.
I'll stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
Hold, please, for station identification.
I think those have all been wiped down, yeah. All right. All right, so while they're sorting that out, we're just getting onto the Ishimura right here, and I'll use this moment to kind of explain the trick of what's going on. So all of Chapter 10 is the Ishimura, and all we're going to be doing, or what we're supposed to be doing, is we go through the engineering deck, we're going to go through the medical deck, and then we would go onto the bridge of the ship, and that should be mostly it. But, however, along with a lot of the other door dives that we have done in the past, Isaac is freaking out a little bit. So we're going to checkpoint restart until Isaac decides to behave and stop dancing there. However, with the other door dives that we have done, we have realized as a community, I say that like I helped, but we have realized that the medical deck is actually right below. Hold up. Is the FPS limit going? All right. Okay, sorry. Had my little thing messed up. But we found out that the medical deck is right below where we are now. So what we can do is by changing the FPS to 19, we can clip off of this lift and go over here where we can set up another one of those line gun jumps. You know, the ones that I was messing up on before. So we're going to head over there now, and we're going to set up a line gun mine in a very precise way and launch ourselves, hopefully, for a door dive in the medical deck. Are we good on the mic stuff?
I don't know, are we?
That sounds really good.
All right. Thank you, Tech. Shout out to Tech on that one. All right, so about that $5 shout out that I'm seeing in chat, I'm going to tell you the rest of that shout out, and that would be from one Hector Miramontes, who says, "Yo, Topher, I'm a huge fan. Love you, Weezer, and your 100 Gex collection."
Yo!
That was a long setup for $5.
Hey, they got their money's worth.
Right? Oh, let's see here. I will say, though.
Sorry, Isaac, cut you off there.
Okay. No, you're good. I will say that we do have a couple awesome incentives that are currently going up right now. That is, particularly for Resident Evil VR, you can egg a truck. So if Matt Ritz Blue is going to be egging a truck driver during the run, that still needs some love right there. And also, if you want to watch the Krauser cutscene, please donate to both those. Just remember to select those on the right side of the screen when you donate. Remember, ! Donate. And you too might get stuck on a $5 anticipation hype train.
All right. So, with that trick there, the door dive did not work correctly. However, right next to the door was actually a checkpoint. So when I checkpoint restarted, I started halfway in the medical deck, and you know what? That's fine by me. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it, and we're gonna keep on trucking. Ordinarily, there we go. Like I said before, we had we did have that that puker hit us, so we were able to heal through that and not take any damage, or you know, not be slowed down at all. So ordinarily, if I did hit the door dive, this would all be deloaded, and I could run through the doors pretty willy-nilly. However, we're gonna be playing through it normally at this point. I haven't done this in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. So we're gonna play through it normally, just running through the medical deck. Yeah, this is actually a throwback for people who have played the original Dead Space, because we get to see this. I'm gonna get attacked a lot, aren't I? Okay, run, Isaac. Go, go, go. This is actually what you're supposed to be exploring in chapters 2 and 5 of the original Dead Space. All right. And with that, we are back on track. So this is what we should be normally doing, but if we got that door dive correct, we should have been able to run through all those doors with no problem. So right now we're getting to the end of the medical deck, and we're gonna fly over to the what do we call it? What do you call it where the pilot sits? You know, not the cockpit, but like the captain's, the bridge. Here we go. We're on our way to the bridge now. Man, this section right here, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety, because one of the last times I was in this section, I actually had the game freeze on me right here. Okay, we made it. We made it past the part where I froze down. And that was such a good run. I lose some sleep sometimes thinking about that one. So right now we got a few small skips we can do, and I'm gonna go for all of them. One of them is really funny because, well, I'll explain it if we hit it. So right now we're going over here, and we are hopefully going to hit a save station clip. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna hit the FPS down to 5. Oh, I messed that up. Unfortunately, it's only worth going for like once. Actually, I don't hear any monsters behind me, so I'm gonna go for another one. There we go, we hit it. Normally if you don't hit it the first time, there will be a monster right there to attack you. So If we do that, we can actually jump down there and skip a little elevator ride, and it saves about 15 seconds or so. Well, I guess with the little, you know, loading screen, probably close to 10 or so. All right. So now we're in the little bridge area, and we are going to use the tethers to do something with the tram system. I don't know the story. We skip half of it when we speedrun it. We can get on this side of the door, and this is the end of Chapter 10. We're going to get into this little escape pod when it opens up. But ordinarily, Nicole, our dead girlfriend, is going to yell at us. But if we hit it just in time, we can actually skip her talking to us. No! Darn, I missed it. So yeah, we gotta listen to her anyways. But if we were actually able to hit that interact button right before, you know, she came out, we could get into this escape pod and go through this whole entire next section with zero audio at all. So it's definitely a bit awkward, but we actually get the rocket booster sounds. It's much more exciting, much more fun to watch. Yeah, so we wouldn't have had any audio in this at all.
We crossed the track, but we're coming in hot.
And yeah, we get to sit here for about a minute. We get to have the homies hang out with us, talk to us, etc. And then we're gonna move on to Chapter 11. And I'll say it right now, there is a lot of setup for a very convoluted trick coming up in about 5 minutes. And you know what? Getting ready for this run, it is the thing that is, swear word warning. It's been the thing that I've been worried about. So, you know, fingers crossed if I get it. If I go and I hit this trick, I'm gonna go home and have a peach tea lemonade, an Arnold Palmer or something. So, I'll talk more about that once we get to it. For right now, we're gonna play through the first half of Chapter 11 pretty normally, but there'll be a lot of fun stuff coming up in a moment.
I'd say in honor of those 5 minutes from now, I do have a $5 donation from non-binary code that totally understands the hype. When I say $5, you get to wait for the $5 to show up. So thank you for that $5 donation, non-binary code. And shout out to Arnold Palmer's in chat.
Oh yeah, shout out to drinks, staying hydrated and all that. Speaking of which, guess what? I bought a water bottle just for this run. Didn't do it. I haven't had a single sip.
You've been doing a good amount of talking, so yeah.
Stay hydrated. Wait a minute. Do I have? Hold up. Do I still have classic game turned on? I do not. All right. So with this, this is a stalker room. It's not really any tricks, but there is a best way to take care of it. So we just gotta go take care of them as best as we can. Hey, come out, idiot. I see that one way up there. Did I kill it? I did kill it. No way. All right. So, like I said, Chapter 11, pretty much doing it normally so far. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, shout out to having drinks. Shout out to other stuff. Fun thing about this trick that I'm going to be doing pretty soon is that there has actually been a video done on it by a very well-known speedrunner, Waifu Runs. So, if you're interested in it after this run, or if I fail it and you can't scratch that itch, I would recommend that video because it goes over everything that I should be doing. So, fun times. We're going to stop at the store right here, and we are going to. We're going to sell off a bit of ammo, but we're also going to buy the contact beam. Alright. And the contact beam, we use it... I mean, we use it in 1 point, but we shoot it 3 times. So that's pretty good, And with this room, there's quite a bit of combat, quite a bit of necromorphs, but we're going to try our best to avoid it as much as we can. All we got to do in this room is we got to take this battery and we got to put it over there. And thankfully, once we get the battery in, we can actually checkpoint restart, and that resets the necromorphs. All right. Run away, Fred. Run away. And we can just run through the door on this one. There's going to be a bit of body horror in about 10 seconds or so, so if you don't want to see an eyeball and a screwdriver, that's, I would look away. All right, so immediately after this cutscene is going to be step 1 for this very fun convoluted trick that I'm going to mess up at some point. So this guy right here that just got hit in the head, if I haven't said it before, that's Strauss, and we're supposed to kill him in a little bit, but by doing this next trick, we can avoid killing him, and that is called the Strauss kill skip. And that'll take us... Skirt. All right. I don't know where I ended up. And that will be step 1 in our trick, because the zero gravity box that we are in right now gets despawned once we kill Strauss. So by skipping that, the zero gravity box sticks around with us for a little bit longer. And we're going to need it for our next trick. And that is going to be called punching up the shaft, or puts. Some of the moderators of this game will have you know that is the only trick that has an abbreviation. And if we hit that checkpoint just fine, we should be at the base of an elevator. And boom, 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 here we go. All right. So right now, Isaac is running a little bit funny. And that's because we are in zero gravity right now. And the zero gravity box that we are in ends about halfway up the elevator shaft. But what we can do is we can take flight, and I think I can fly around there. And we can start punching in a little bit. One. I think I have to go up to the next one. So we're going to fly up here, we're going to land on this railing, and we're going to start punching again. And thankfully, I don't have to count my punches this time, so I will be able to continue talking to y'all if you would like.
I mean, I can throw a quick donation while we're doing all this punching.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we have WF donating $1, just saying, you're not going to have an ice cone truly to you?
Oh, I'll have a truly, don't you worry. Man, I'm not going to get into it, but man, I could go for a truly right now. Thank you very much, Dummy, I appreciate it. All right, so... we got up on there, and we got up onto this little brace of the elevator, and we're going to keep punching. And at some point, we're going to stop being in zero gravity, but because we punch non-stop, the game will not pull us back down, because for some reason, as long as we keep punching, the game's not going to end the fun, it's not going to bring us back down, and we're going to remain sideways. And we want to keep doing that, because once we reach the top of the elevator shaft, we can do a bit of platform. And I don't know, I think we got like 30 seconds left, but I actually did lie again. We will be doing a tiny bit of counting once we get to the top. We're going to get to the top of the elevator shaft, and we're going to be going around. And the main reason that we're doing all of this, at least for this part of the trick, because I mentioned this is like step 2 of like, a major multi-step trick that we're going to be doing. The main part of this is because at the top of this elevator, there is a door. Oh, are we here? All right, there's a door. I'll leave a cliffhanger right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. And did we land it? We did. Okay. This is, well, we're not out of the woods yet. Oh. Man, okay. So we did buy the flamethrower just for this part right here. Because there are necromorphs right down there that we want to kill. We want to launch these tanks down there at them. Alright, let me listen for a moment. Sounds like peace to me. Alright, we got them all, and now that door is going to be unlocked. Where am I? One of the things about being in an area that the game doesn't want you to be in is that the lighting is terrible. Alright, so we skipped that door because that door that we were going to walk on, or that door that we were going to go through right there, was going to trigger a cutscene in which Nicole is once again going to yell at us, but we can actually go back through that door. So we just got to chapter 12. And because we get to chapter 12, the game's going to tell us, hey, we don't need to see that cutscene, we're past it. However, we can still open this door right here once more and kind of trigger the cutscene. We don't actually see anything, but we do get the invincibility. of being in a cutscene. So, right now we are invincible, nobody can hurt us, you can only hurt our feelings. And you know what? Sometimes that can hurt just as much. But in Isaac's case, we just don't care. We're going to keep trucking along, and we're going to get moving. Yeah, see, these things aren't hurting me. Isaac don't care at all. So we are in the drill section of Chapter 12. We are invincible. Being invincible is that's not the end of it. That's not the end of this trick that we're doing. Because if you remember, we have that zero gravity box that we never despawned earlier, and that's still down there somewhere. However, it's just far enough below us that if Isaac were to fall into that zero gravity box, he would die. However, if we're invincible, we don't die. All right, you see where I'm getting with this? Actually, that's I pretty much just said what I was going to say. So now we're invincible, and we're going to somehow try and get down there into that zero gravity box once more. That'll explain a bit more once we get there. But for right now, we're just going to kind of play the game normally. Hello. We're going to spin the drill around. Also, you get Ellie, who's sitting right there. Would you leave me alone? Sorry. So now we're going to go back and get this little piece of texture up here. And we're going to carry it back down, and we are almost ready to do what is known as drill skin. As I like to call it, brushing your teeth and not having to go to the dentist. And also, I don't want to hear anybody in chat saying anything about this not being a drill, because I wasn't at the naming party, or the convention, whatever it was. And we just sit here for a little bit longer. Once the drill is turned around, it will lower... Oh! Ah! Alright, once this is lowered down, we're going to run up on this platform, and we're going to take this little texture with us. Now I gotta say, this is the part that I am so worried about, because we want to use this texture at 30 FPS to launch us onto that little back section of the drill right there. And I have had it happen where I get launched off the drill a bit too far. We did it! No way! Alright, we want to jump down into here. So once we're on here, the game thinks we're on the drill. And I do want to turn off 30 FPS, because that would mess up this trick. It would all be for nothing. We want to line up our cursor right on this dot. And now the game deloads around us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be in the zero gravity box right now, and using very specific times that I have on a second monitor, we will be able to line ourselves up perfectly. Well, I guess I'll explain it a bit once we have a bit more time between these jumps, but we'll line it up perfectly so that we can do a door dive and land halfway through Chapter 13. Alright, so we just flew left for a little bit, now we're going to fly backwards. We're going to be positioning ourselves pretty much just to the edge of the zero gravity box. And then we're going to sit there for a little bit to give the game enough time to load in Chapter 13. Be flying back for about 10 more seconds, and then we can relax for about a minute or two. 5, 6... about 5 seconds. All right, good enough. So now we sit here, now we relax, we enjoy ourselves, crack open a nice Truly, drink this water bottle that I had completely forgotten about. I actually got the variety pack of the Truly fruit punches yesterday, so might have one of those tonight as well. So yeah, we have like another minute and a half to be relaxing. I'm not sure if we have another donation, but that would be a good time. Yeah.
Let's see here. I will, with a functional microphone, talk about the wonderful charity that we are supporting. Right now we are supporting Save the Music, a non-for-profit charity. Save the Music's mission is to help students, schools, and communities reach their full potential through the power of making music. It's one of the leading music foundations in the United States. They support their partner communities by donating instruments and musical tech, providing services, support services for teachers, and just generally advocating for music education. If you want to learn more, definitely check out their website. That is savethemusic.org, and they are a bunch of heckin' good people. Can't stress that enough. So, your money is going to a fantastic cause.
Absolutely. Get those donations in. With the last 30 seconds before we wrap up this trick, I will quickly go over just how much went into this. We skipped killing Strauss to, keep a zero gravity box in. We flew up to the top to skip a cutscene and then go back and redo the cutscene so we get invincibility. Use that invincibility to fall down into this zero gravity box and then line ourselves up just above Chapter 13. And we have a few seconds right now before we get going, and if we can get this trick, I will be so happy. All right, and now we start flying backwards. We're going to fall out the side of the zero gravity box. And now we're going to do... Oh, we got it! We just hit the door right here, and now we are in Chapter 13. Now that's a truly moment right there. All right.
Where are you going?
Unfortunately, I am not good at navigating this room in the dark, so I need my locator to help me out.
That's why I'm here, Isaac.
And go this way.
Show you the way.
And the game has loaded everything in, so we are chugging along just fine. Oh, whoopsie. Don't grab me. So I guess the section that we skipped, we skipped the end of the drill section, or I guess the entirety of the drill section. And we skipped the first half of the government sector, in which we kind of broke into the door, opened the door to let all the necromorphs in, and then continue onwards. So we're going to keep going, and we're going to, I don't know, mind our own business and try and get to that marker. I'm going to get hit by one of these fools. Wait, did that one miss? All right, let's go. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh yeah, we're about to go run into a laser room, which ordinarily is a pretty tricky room to get through, but because we're invincible, we can run straight through those lasers. Also, I will note that the whole entire trick that I did previously, that was all known as drill skip, but there have been several iterations of drill skip across the many months or years that it has been a trick. We have had regular drill skip, we have had new setup for drill skip, we have had extended drill skip, and that right there was super drill skip. And you know what, I don't know if this is press ready yet, but one of the community members using that punching on top of the zero gravity box trick I told you about, they're working on a newer drill skip, giga drill skip if you will. So fingers crossed that it doesn't become a thing.
Or would it be the drill that pierces the heavens?
It will be.
Nice.
All right, so we are hopefully going to get this deload. We got that guy to hold open that door for us, just for long enough for us to get through. And this is going to be the longest section of running through darkness in the game, so hopefully I get this right. We just use little textures on the background, on the walls to figure everything out. And all the time save in here comes from just not having to wait for the doors to open. And using the lights to guide the way. Oh, also, there is a brute fight that we are able to skip completely. Ordinarily, there's a hack panel coming up here that you'll be able to see in a moment. Oh, whoa. There it is. There's a hack panel. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So there's a hack panel holding a door open, but once you do the hack panel, a brute comes out of nowhere and attacks us. But we can run straight through that door and ignore the brute. And we are running close to the end of the game. Hello, excuse me. I'll open this door, why not? I'm going to do one safety save here because this trick right here gives me the, I don't know, gives me nightmares sometimes. So we're going to do this. We're going to head over this safety save. And this skip is known as eye poke skip. So if you were looking forward to doing the, watching me do the eye poke machine, bad news. Bad news bears. Actually, I shouldn't reference that. I haven't seen that movie. But I also shouldn't be referencing the Chipettes movie either. Okay, first try. So we were able to open, hit that elevator button. first and get out the door at a low FPS. And now we are on top of the end of Chapter 13 and beginning of Chapter 14. And by doing some fun platforming right here, we can fall off, hit a checkpoint, and when we restart, not only are we at the end of, not only are we in Chapter 14, we're in Chapter 15 at the very end of it. Let's go. So we're actually close to the end of the game here. This is Director Tiedemann, and due to some story elements that we skipped because of some skips we did, he's mad at us. I think it's because we opened the door to the marker and everybody got in, and he looks like Harvey Dent right now, but yeah, there's not a whole lot much that goes into the run. We will be still using the contact beam. I did buy it for a reason, and we got one fight coming up with it. Wait, did this zap him? Hold up. Oh, we zapped him. Hell yeah. Oh, can I swear? Okay, sorry. I'm not sure if I can say hell yeah. Oh yeah, also Nicole isn't loaded in right now. But she's supposed to be like an angelic figure right here telling us like...
Thank you, Isaac.
I don't know. It's supposed to look very welcoming. Oh, Nicole likes us now, I forgot to say. But we get this instead. And we get to go into the mind of an Isaac Clarke. Alright, one last trick, and hopefully we get a fast marker kill in our brain, because for some reason we're bringing our real-life guns into our brain with us to not only attack our dead girlfriend, but also the alien artifact that is haunting us. So let's see if I can do it. Let's go, baby! We got it. And just with that, we are done being haunted. Hashtag Throwback Thursday to when I accidentally did a checkpoint restart at this part and had to redo the fight a whole second time. So with that, we got a quick marker kill, and we are back. We're back in business. Out of our head. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. The game's trying to lie to us right now and make us feel like this is the end of the game, but I won't lie to you. Even though I said I was about to lie to you guys, I think like 2 times tonight, I won't lie to you. This isn't the end of the game. We get one little more escape sequence. But yeah, this has been a very, very fun time overall. I enjoyed my time. With the exception of the chapter... Oh, what was it? That Chapter 8 jump that did not work for some reason. I think everything else went pretty swimmingly. I did. What notes did I have? I had stuff to talk about document. Dead Space 2 is the 2nd installment in the Dead Space franchise. It's very, very introspective. I told myself not to over-explain deloads because every single time I did it in the past, I ended up confusing myself and sounded very, very strange in repeating myself. Oh, swear word alert.
Plan, dump me off and die.
Wee woo.
Yeah, well, here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you.
Do we count ass?
Wait, no.
Never mind.
It's too late. Stay clear of the station.
Yeah, well, you
Ellie,
got
stay
me
clear.
this time. Heads up.
Alrighty. Time is going to be coming up once we get to that ship up there. I mean, I guess you can call it a ship. Looks very wonky, though. But we got about 30 seconds until time. All we got to do is avoid all the rocks. Shout out to Zio, I believe, is the one who lost a run because they hit one of these rocks on the way up. But it's not going to happen to me, no siree. Alright, we're getting close. I think that's the last piece of collision. Flying up. Alright. And time is going to be in 3, 2, time. Very fun stuff. So yeah, I had a fun time. I kind of went over everything that I was going to say there. Shoutouts to the Dead Space 2 speedrun, the Dead Space speedrunning community. Like I said earlier, they are a very nice group of people. Shout out specifically to both Living Looney Bin as well as SharkHat87. Both of them have done a great job. Oh, also Radish. Man, Radish. They only want to be top 3, you know? So if I beat their time, kick them to top 4, they go and beat me again. So shout out to all of those peeps. They have put together a great community, tons of documentation, tons of tutorial videos. It has made learning this game super easy. Always looking to help, and yeah. I think that's all I got. If you want to watch more of these things, excuse me, I should have taken that off. If you want to watch more speedruns like this, I stream like once a week at twitch.tv/tofercakes. So I enjoyed my time. Thanks, everybody. Shout out to the tech people. Shout out to Alvin and the Chipettes. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Yeah, and GG's again to Tofercakes for that awesome run. Coming up next, if I had a schedule in front of me, I could tell you right now. Actually, yeah, coming up next, we are going to be getting ready for Ritz Blues, who is doing a Resident Evil 4 VR run. So sit tight and we'll get right to that.